Alright, today I'm going to go over how to make the shuriken that I throw. And first I'm going to show you the metal that I get. I get mine from Home Depot. Here it is, right here. This is 1/4 inch steel bar. You can get them round or square. I get mine square. It has blue on the end. Okay, and this was about $4. I don't know if you can see that. Square rod, plain, 1/4 inch by 36 inches. And the rest of it's in Spanish. Okay, I get 2 of these. And that should make about 3 or 4 shuriken. Okay, so I measure off 8 inches about. On the shuriken. Then I make a mark with a permanent marker, a Sharpie. Okay, then I clamp the metal down. Here's my workstation. It's kind of messy. It's not really a desk, but okay. Clamp it down to something that you don't mind getting messed up. Okay, everything's clamped and secure. So you need a hacksaw, unless you have some sort of power tool to do the job. Here's what I use. Okay. And you just saw wherever you marked at, wherever you put the Sharpie mark. Okay, here's what we're left with. Now I'm going to go to sanding out all the rough edges. And normally when you get this metal, it's got some kind of residue on it. I'm not sure what that is, but I go ahead and sand that off too. I think it's oil. And then we'll move on to sharpening it. Got 8 of them in about 40 minutes. To sharpen my first ones, I used a file, and they took about, to sharpen them right, about an hour and a half each, and I made 3 of them before. I recently bought an angle grinder, and it should take down some of the time for making them. This is a pretty big file. Here's the angle grinder, and I have a love-hate relationship with it because it scares me, and it's really loud, but it works really good. And this is the cheapest one I can get. I'm not sure, I think it was $30 maybe. I hate this thing, but it works very well, and it cuts down the time tremendously. It's an unwritten rule. When you're making shuriken, you're pretty much going to look ridiculous. So here's the outfit. Here's the get up. Alright, wish me luck. You might want to prepare some water too. If you see your shuriken start changing colors, it's a good idea to throw some water on it. Okay, I finished the shuriken, all 8 of them. Here they are. I'll put them in the light to get a better look. Each of these took about 5 to 10 minutes each to sharpen. With a file, each one would have taken at least an hour. But if you can kind of see, I grinded it where there's a corner right here. Here's the grill. This is what I use as a forge, I guess you could call it. This is by far my favorite part, heat treating. And this is my first time I've actually heat treated shuriken. I've made knives before and I heat treat those, but I've never actually heat treated a shuriken before. I hope that goes well. You really don't need to. It's an option. They'll last longer, but they're not really necessary. It's not necessary to heat treat them. Okay, the fire's getting started. I'm waiting for the wood charcoal to start to light. It takes a lot longer for it to get started than regular charcoal. I'm trying to keep this close so the wind doesn't blow it out, which I don't think it's going to happen at this point. Okay, you can use a small fan if you want when you get the coals nice and hot, and it'll keep them hot. Okay, everything's starting up. I really did need a fan, but I'm gonna go ahead and just keep blowing on it. You can do that to keep it going. A cup of oil right here. Just in case you're wondering what kind of charcoal I had. It's Royal Oak, 100% natural wood charcoal. And it really does take a long time to start. They're getting red, but they're just a dull red right now at the tips. I checked one. And I want them a little bit brighter than that.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm watching your hand. Do you want me to watch that cup?
Take a look at the shuriken in a little bit darker of an area and you can really tell the true color of it. Okay, here they are. I finished tempering them and quenched them in water this time for tempering because they don't get nearly as hot. And normally I'll sand them down and then coat them with permablue, but I think I'm going to leave them like this. They're already really dark and they're blacker towards the tips. Each one ends up different, to be honest. They don't end up, none of them are perfect, and they're all going to be different from each other. They're not going to be factory assembly line quality or whatever. But that's one of the interesting things about making them, is the uniqueness of each one. Okay, when you finish practice throwing them, just to test how they were, check all the tips. Make sure they didn't bend or dent or anything like that. I doubt they will. The ones that I don't even heat treat don't dent just from throwing them.